Welcome to our second episode of SFL TV. Chino and Jules here with you to review everything that's going on in the finals, and what a big week it's been, and what an even bigger week it's going to be this weekend.
That's right, Chino. The huge final this week in Division 1 between St Paul's and East Brighton. We'll have the captains from both sides on the show at the same time too, on the couch here.
And we're doing the same with Divvy 2 as well, Mordialloc and Murrumbeena. Both of the skippers on the couch with Jules and I.
And we'll speak to Division 1 Chelsea Heights co-coach Ben Lockwood as he prepares to take on St Kilda City, who we of course spoke to last week.
And we'll also let you know about everything that's going on during the SFL Final Series, grand final functions, how you can get to each of the matches, and all of the games that are coming up this weekend. So stay tuned, it's a big show, all that and more. SFL TV, direct to you. You're on SFL TV with Chino and Jules, and round one of the SFL Final Series absolutely did not disappoint with a thrilling encounter between Chelsea Heights and St Kilda City, with Chelsea Heights getting up by one solitary point, 12 goals, 1486, to St Kilda City's 13-7, 85. How about that? We welcome into the studio tonight, co-coach down at Chelsea Heights, Ben Lockwood. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks guys, no problem.
Now, on Sunday night, were you counting your lucky stars that you came away with it in the end?
Yeah, it was a pretty numb feeling actually afterwards. Great win in the end. It showed a lot of character and great fighting spirit. Probably tinged with a little bit of disappointment with the way we went about it, but again, probably a great escape for us and gives us one more week. Another opportunity to hopefully this week play a lot better footy. But in all credit to St Kilda City, they were fantastic. It's obviously been a long rivalry between both Chelsea Heights and St Kilda City. Many great finals played out at Springvale, so to their credit, they were really good, and they made us earn the victory.
So Ben, when you win like such a thrilling match, it can often lead to having such a big high. But Yep. You're saying it had the reverse effect.
Oh look, no. If you were in the rooms after the game, you would have thought we'd won the grand final. With the supporters, a couple of the real guys down there, they've been passionate, really staunch supporters. And they've had a lot of, I suppose, tough times against St Kilda City, a lot of disappointment, especially at that ground. So they were pumped. The players straight after the game, we just let them go and let them sing the song as loud as they can. But sort of just had to remind them, not long after the warm down and so on, that look, it was lucky, great chance, great opportunity this week to make amends, play a lot better. We've got a lot more to give, we felt. So yeah, look, it was still a great result. A lot of guys got back to the club on the Sunday night and enjoyed a couple of drinks, but it was really down to business first thing Monday morning with preparation for this week.
Do you ever prepare for extra time?
I would like to say yes. In honesty, probably not, to be honest. Look, I probably, being a glass half empty sort of person, probably felt halfway through the last quarter we were probably done, and there mightn't be next week for us. So look, it was when the siren went, we knew what we had to do, we knew there was extra time. It was just a matter of making a couple of quick adjustments and getting on with the job, I suppose. So you have to think on your feet pretty quick.
Now, is it right to say that you had some 8 players step up from the under-19s? Is that Chelsea Heights starting to blood some future stars?
Yeah, absolutely. We've probably been known in the SFL for probably, the last 6 or 7 years has been an older list. Really tried to regenerate from within the last couple of years, getting the Colts on board. Had 6 place that day, 6 actual guys that are either played Colts this year or still qualified as far as age level for Colts, and plus another 6 guys 21 and under. So for the future, it looks well. It looks great. But again, an extra game into them is going to be good for this week, beneficial, especially on the big Springvale ground. The young guys tend to carry and run the footy fairly well. So yeah, it's been really good this year with the Colts.
Ben, you've got Travis Johnston, the ex-AFL star, playing for you guys this year. How much of a benefit is his experience come finals?
Oh yeah, look, enormous to be honest. 204 AFL games or something he played. Fourth in the Brownlow. He's been there and done it, experienced and played at the highest level. So his experience and knowledge, especially out in the ground, we're probably as far as a group introverts on the ground, extroverts off the ground. If you ever come down on a Saturday night, but on the ground, absolute introverts. So it's good just to have his leadership and control and really does direct well out in the ground. So yeah, it's immensely important.
Has he still got the beard, or is he
No,
shaved that off?
No, he shaved. He had it for probably about the first 3 or 4 games this year. He's played about 9 games a game. Had it for the first probably couple, and since shaved it off, had his hair cut nice and short. So it actually makes him look a lot younger. So
Yeah.
I think last year in the finals, he probably looked about 35. He's actually only 31 years of age and probably looks in his 20s again. So me for one thinks it looks pretty good.
And some really positive performances on the weekend. Luke Manders, who managed to rescue the game, I guess, for you, kicking the winning goal, and also Erish Uthiyakuma.
Very good.
I think I got it.
Yeah, Erish. Look, Erish is a prodigious talent, to be honest. He's only played footy for about 18 months now. I think his first game in the Colts last year was around round 6. We actually blooded him last year, the last round of the year. He played 1 game in the seniors. And look, he's just on a massive development curve and learning curve and getting better each week. He's played, I think he's only missed 1 game this year in the seniors, played every game bar 1. And some games he's really torn apart, but his consistency over the last month's improved out of sight. And Springvale was always going to suit him. I was just hoping that we got there in one piece, and he could show how good he is in the one-on-ones, which he did Saturday. And Luke similarly hasn't played a lot of footy. He's a cricketer of fair note. Travels to England most winters to play cricket. Decided to stay back and play a full season of footy this year, and he's been a surprise packet again, and only 21 years of age. So hopefully those two can form a pretty positive and powerful forward line for years to come.
And just finally, any tricks up the sleeve for the match against Dingley this weekend?
No, probably no tricks up the sleeve as such. We should get a couple back from injury again, so we probably should get our ruck stocks back completely. Phil Smith played his first game back for about 8 weeks on Sunday, and Big Matty Tarek will be back as well. So we'll go on with those 2 dominant ruckmen and look pretty similar to East Brighton against Dingley. Are young and they carry the ball really well. So we've just got to work them over on the inside and really try and play one-on-one with them when they do get the footy on the outside.
Well, thank you very much for joining us here on SFL TV tonight, Ben. All the best for you and the team, and we'll look out for your younger stars in the future to come.
Good on you, thank you.
You're on SFL TV here with Chino and Jules, and we're going to now look at the mouth-watering prospect. It's the game between East Brighton and St Paul's coming up this weekend, and for St Paul's, they're going to be looking to make amends because they only had the 1 loss during the season, and that was to East Brighton in about halfway through the season. In the SFL TV studio tonight, we have the skippers for each of the sides. From East Brighton, Ben Douthie, and from St Paul's, Kenny Hall. Boys, welcome to SFL TV. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for having us.
We'll start off with Kenny. You guys have had the week off this week. What did you guys get up to?
Just had a regular training session on Saturday, and then went and supported the boys at Resi's on Saturday morning.
I'm interested to find out whether you think you've had perhaps a less than ideal preparation this week round with the week off, and the week before quite an easy match, your last win of the season. Do you feel that perhaps you haven't had a really good hit out going into the finals?
No, not at all. I think this is the first time St Paul's have finished on top in the Southern Footy League, so having the week off has really helped the playing list. It's been a pretty tough year for all teams. Value the buys, and having the week off has been a real benefit, I believe.
Ben, on your side, how do the boys feel going into this match? Are they pretty tight at this stage of the season, or are they feeling pretty fresh?
I think everyone's pretty excited come finals time. Everyone's got niggling injuries on both sides, no doubt. But definitely very keen. Finals is what it's about, so we're looking forward to a big game on Saturday.
You of course beat St Paul's this year. You were the only team to beat them. They only lost 1 match for the season. How much of a advantage does that give you guys mentally going into this match?
I think it just gives us a little bit of confidence knowing that we can beat St Paul's, but it's happened in past years with St Paul's and us and during the season. I don't think the games really matter much. It really comes down to finals and which teams are on the park and how you go on that day.
Now, to both Ben and Kenny, here's your opportunity to see whether you can Mick Malthouse yourself out of each other. Here's your chance. The question is, in terms of injuries, what injuries does either side face? Feel free to play any psychological games you'd like, though.
Full playing list on our side of the fence.
Yeah, we're
Cherry Ripe.
Yeah, we're Cherry Ripe too, but just disappointing. Matt Skehan's out for the rest of the season. He did his shoulder against Cheltenham in the second last round, so it's a big loss for us, especially with Andy Gilbert for St Paul's ruckman. We'll look to nullify him, and hopefully a big game for the boys that take their spot. And
Ben, any other funny buggers this weekend? I think, was it Dean Williamson who went through the warm-up but pulled out at the very last minute?
Yeah, Dino was a bit of a, I don't know, that's Ben Murphy's doing, trying to play psychological mind games with Dingley's coach. Obviously Dino gets a heavy tag each week, and the idea was to get him in the warm-up. It was 50-50. If it was a knockout game, he would have played, but we decided to rest him because we got the chance. And yeah, I don't know if it worked or not, but it's something you try on finals time.
And of course, Matt Jamison plays his 100th game this week. Do you think you're a big chance to give him something extra to celebrate?
If you ask Matt himself, yeah, he definitely wants to win. He's playing for premierships, and that's what we all play for. So, it'd be good to get up for him. He's been to the club on and off for a good 10, 12 years. So, he's a stalwart of the club, and we'd like to do well for him.
Now, is there any chance that you two boys might actually man up against each other this weekend?
That's up to Kenny.
Yeah, there's a fair chance, but East Brighton have got a pretty potent forward line, so we'll just try and get the matchups as they fit on the weekend. So we'll just see how things pan out.
Well, it's definitely a mouth-watering prospect with a match between East Brighton and St Paul's this weekend. St Paul's just the one loss, and it was against East Brighton. So head down to your local SFL Finals footy for this weekend, boys. Thanks for joining us on the couch at SFL TV this weekend.
No worries, guys. Cheers.
Beauty. Thanks for having us.
You're on SFL TV as we now have a look at Division 2 of the finals with Murrumbeena maybe sneaking into the finals. They're doing quite well, and I get the sense that they're quietly confident, having beaten Mordialloc twice this year already. As for Mordialloc, well, the SFL radio team was down at Mead Reserve and they booted 9-2 in the last quarter and almost snatched an enthralling comeback on the weekend. It's Mordialloc and Murrumbeena facing off in the second week of the finals, and we join the skippers from each side, Daniel Willis from Murrumbeena, Nick Corda from Mordialloc. Boys, thanks for joining us on SFL TV.
No worries, thanks for having us.
Yeah, cheers.
And we'll start off with Nick. After your comeback, 9-2 in the final quarter, siren blew at the 27-minute mark. What was the feeling in the end? Was it anger? Was it disappointment? What was it?
Yeah, look, it was probably disappointment was the main thing, I guess. We obviously just gave them too much of a lead at three-quarter time. We another 5 minutes and we probably would have got them, but it's just a little bit too much to pull back, unfortunately. So lots of positives to take out of it, that's for sure.
Do you think it's more of a case of Oakley District tiring a bit, or was it just that you guys felt you were still in with a chance despite trailing by 51 points at three-quarter time?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we came in at three-quarter time and Sammy, our coach, basically said to us, look, boys, we're going for this. There's no point holding back. So, look, we came out as attacking as possible. I think it was probably a combination. I know they had a few guys down on the bench, but look, I mean, we took some risks and they paid off in the last quarter, and obviously kicking with the aid of a 5 or 6 goal breeze. But yeah, that's probably it.
And do you feel like that momentum, do you feel like you can take that into your match this weekend?
Yeah, we're certainly hoping so anyway. So hopefully the wind isn't around as heavily it was the weekend just gone. But yeah, no, we're hoping to carry that last quarter into this weekend for sure.
Now, Daniel, on the weekend, you managed to snatch the match at the last gasp by 2 points. Was there at any point that you actually thought you were going to come away with the win? At what point did that occur?
Probably with a minute to go when we just kicked that goal. Really, that was the only time that we were actually leading all day. They kicked a goal right on three-quarter time to go 6 goals ahead. So we weren't very confident going into the last quarter, but we did have the win, so we thought if we could get a couple of early goals, we might be able to bridge back the gap. And yeah, we just went for it.
Would you say that you're quietly confident about going into the match against Mordialloc this weekend? You've beaten them twice so far this season.
Yeah, we've had 2 really good matches against Mordy actually, and we probably hit good form both of those matches. We went in knowing that they'd be a good side. They came down from Div 1 this year, so we knew that their skills will be a real focus that we had to shut down and the pressure. So I think knowing that they came down from Div 1, that we really had to set ourselves for a big match and really concentrate. And we got away with two pretty good wins. But having said that, Springvale beat us twice in the year last weekend, and we got up. So I'm sure Morty are just as confident as we are.
Injuries wise, how are you both shaping up?
We're looking pretty good actually. We got out of the match on the weekend with a full side, which is the first time in a long time. We finished with 22 fit guys on the ground. We've also got a couple of other guys from the twos that probably played their first game in a few weeks for the twos on the weekend, and they got through okay, which put them up for selection. So we're reasonably good on the injury front.
Yeah, we're the same. Came away from the match unscathed. We've got the reserves also play Morty this week, and we've got our Colts playing on Saturday as well. So we've basically got 3 fit teams to choose from. We've got a couple of Colts playing in the ones, so yeah, we're pretty happy with the list that we've got. Nice and healthy, which is good this time of year.
Daniel, I wanted to ask you, it's such a tight division, and this is also a question for you as well, Nick. Such a tight division. You guys scraped into finals, and you've won your first final. Is there that belief that you can go all the way?
Yeah, it is. It's sort of any given day. If you play your best football, you know you're going to win. I think the only side that we hadn't beaten going into finals was actually Springvale. But apart from that, we've beaten Morty, beat Bentley, beat Oakley. So I think all teams going into finals know that if you bring your best footy on the day, that you could probably get over the opposition if they're a little off.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, from second through to 6 at the end of the season. I mean, if Oakley had lost their last game and Sky had won, then Oakley would have dropped from 2nd to 6. So no, it's been a year where anyone can beat anyone on their day. That's the way we're treating this final series.
Well, it's been a remarkable season so far in Division 2, and best of luck for the remaining finals games to both of you. Nick and Daniel, thanks for joining us on the show.
Cheers. Thanks,
guys.
Now we're almost at the end of the show. Just before we wrap it up completely, everything that you need to know about this weekend's SFL Finals action. And firstly, if you want to get behind the SFL and you'd like to generate some new business locally, the SFL Finals series advertising opportunities are still available. If you'd like to try a new marketing approach, drive leads and sales, increase brand awareness, talk to us today about the extensive coverage offered across website, print, radio, social media and mobile. Contact Kelly Jones at the SFL.
Do you want to keep up to date with all the live scores from the SFL Finals? Well, head to sfllive.com.au for live scores, team lineups and live radio commentary across all 3 SFL divisions.
Now, due to roadworks on and around Springvale Road throughout the SFL Finals series, access to Springvale Reserve via Newcomen Road will be limited. Please note that entry onto Newcomen Road will not be possible from the Springvale Road entrance. In conjunction with Vic Roads and the City of Greater Dandenong, the SFL strongly advises all patrons to access Springvale Reserve via Stevenson Street, which you can see pictured on your screen, which is accessible from Springvale Road. In the light of these roadworks, the SFL encourages all patrons visiting Springvale Reserve for SFL Division 1 finals to plan accordingly and aim to arrive early.
Do you think you're fast? Well, you could win $1,000 in the 2013 SFL James Bogues Draft Sprint. The sprint is open to 2013 registered SFL players and or umpires, with a maximum of 2 from every club or the Southern Football League Umpires Association. The sprints will be held in the 2013 SFL Finals series. The heats will be held on Sunday 15th of September at half-time of the Division 1 senior game and the final will be held on Sunday the 22nd of September at halftime of the Division 1 senior game, with both of those at Springvale and Newcomen Road. The prize is $1,000 to the grand final winning player or umpire and $500 to the winning club or the Southern Football League Umpires Association. Registrations close Monday the 9th of September 2013, so don't miss out. To register, contact your club president or secretary or the Southern Football League.
Now this weekend the SFL is serving up a great mix of matches across a wide variety of venues. To find out when and where your club is playing, move your eyes to the screens now for all the latest fixturing and dates across Division 1, 2 and 3, seniors and reserves, Springvale, Clayton and Cheltenham, all of those starting times and participating clubs on your screen. That brings us to the end of our second episode of SFL TV, and what a big show it's been. We've touched on Divisions 1 and 2 and all of the finals action. We hope that you have enjoyed the show, and we hope that you enjoy all of your footy action this weekend, as there's a mouth-watering array of games for you to attend this week as it was last weekend. So from Jules and I, have a great weekend and enjoy your SFL finals action.